Hello there. Playing probably one of the worst fighting games I think I've played in this entire generation of consoles. I'm gonna be playing Street Fighter V because it was just released today on PlayStation Plus, and what's it called? It's free right now if you have PlayStation Plus, and I wanted to give it a chance. So I'm gonna give it a short little review. This isn't like a full review. This is just like my thoughts on the game. I should have put impressions in the title.
Arcade.
But I am disappointed with this game for a couple of reasons.
Street Fighter V.
The first reason, and probably the main reason I have a problem with this game, is that it feels incomplete. And that's because I ended up finding out when the game actually came out that it was incomplete. It didn't have an arcade mode, which is like standard for any fighting game. I don't know of a single fighting game that doesn't have an arcade mode. But this one apparently didn't have an arcade mode when it first came out, which just blows my mind. Because, you know, it's a Street Fighter game. Like, come on, it has to have an arcade mode.
Round one.
I am playing the arcade mode now because they eventually added it way later. By the way, spoiler alert, I'm not the greatest Street Fighter player, but I do like the series a lot. But yeah, that's my number one complaint with this game, is that it feels incomplete. Especially the roster that you start off with, because all the other characters, like Guile and shit, you have to pay for with DLC money. Which I think is ridiculous, because a character like Guile wasn't DLC money in Street Fighter 2, or in any of the other Street Fighters for that matter. So why is he DLC money here? What, because he's a recognizable character? I kind of fucking find it bullshit to me. Let's talk about the actual gameplay, because I have played this a little bit before, and I think I've gotten like, at least today, like at least 3 hours of gameplay. So I can safely say, compared to the other Street Fighters, that this is probably the most simplest one to get into. It's very easy to perform special moves and shit. Way easier than the other Street Fighter games, that's for sure.
You win.
So if you want to pull like a Shoryuken or whatever with Ryu, it's very easy. It's way easier to do it in this one than it is in the other games. I think they were trying to go for a very casual approach with this one, considering how easy it is to pull off combos and stuff. But I'm not sure. I'm not Capcom. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
China.
Oh hey, we're going to China. My favorite country, so no one ever. What's it called? The third thing that I don't like about this game is sponsorships.
Round one.
I had heard about it when, like, through like esports websites and all that shit, and how intrusive they are, and people were not kidding. They really are intrusive. It's either they're advertising for some sort of Capcom style tournament, or they're advertising for some sort of PS4 tournament that Capcom and Sony are holding. And it's ridiculous. They also advertise their soundtrack for this game, and they also advertise DLC for this game. And I think it's ridiculous. You know, because, like, when people are loading into a game, the last thing that they want to see is advertisement for more shit that they need to buy for this game. And that's what I feel like this game is like. This is like what EA did to The Sims 4, where everything is under a paywall. Which again comes back to the whole complaint that I have where it feels incomplete. I feel like a lot of this game's features you need to act, and all the cool stuff you need for this game, you need to spend with real money. And I think that's ridiculous because had I not bought this game, or had I not played this game through PlayStation Plus, I would be spending around $20 for this game and still not getting the full game. You know what I mean? At this point, considering how little content you get when you buy this game should just be pull a Dead or Alive 6 or a Dead or Alive 5 situation, which by the way, Dead or Alive 5 or 6 are very good games. They should just pull a Dead or Alive situation where you release the game for free but give it bare bones content so people buy the actual full game. That's what I think Street Fighter 5 should do. In order to get more people into the ecosystem and to make it more interesting and more appealing, because like I said, you're spending $20 on this game and you're still not getting a whole lot for your buck. Like I said, I'm lucky I didn't even spend money on this game because it was on PlayStation Plus. So for me to get it for free, I guess it's kind of a good deal, but like, for anybody who spent money on this game, it's really not a great deal. Especially when the game first came out, because they had a lot of problems with the online multiplayer, and it, again, didn't have something as simple as an arcade mode. In terms of the frame rate and the graphics, they're pretty good.
Round 2.
I'm playing this on a PlayStation 4 Pro, so it might look better than, let's say, a base PS4, or a PS4 Slim. You can also get this game for PC and smash the hell out of it. No Switch, no Xbox, it's a PlayStation console exclusive anyways, which fucking boggles my mind. As you can see, very easy to perform special attacks in this game. Other than the controls being very simplified, it feels good to play. I'll give it that. I don't know how good it feels to play though in a competitive aspect because I've never played a Street Fighter game competitively, like in terms of like a esports setting. The only fighting game I've ever played in an esports setting is Smash Brothers, which is totally different, has totally different fighting mechanics. You get the idea. I kind of like it, but like I said, it feels so bare bones compared to the other games. And I have just the base game, Street Fighter 5, because there's apparently 2 editions. I forgot to mention this. There are 2 editions.
Why?
You either get the normal game that has bare bones content, or you spend an additional $60 buying the Champion Edition, which gives you, I'm assuming, all the DLC characters, at least most of them. I don't know about all of them. At least most of the ones that you would want. It gives you access to more game modes and stuff like that, which I think is very ridiculous because it's kind of like a big middle finger to people who bought the original Street Fighter 5 and who didn't get any of this content for the same price. And this is when the game first came out. But at that point, I feel like Capcom should just get rid of the base Street Fighter 5 version and just have the Championship Edition available for sale. Because if you're buying just the base version of Street Fighter 5, you're getting a inferior version of the game. It's just, I don't know how to feel about this game. It's not bad, but it's not great either. It's just, it's a disappointment. I was very excited when I saw that it was going to be available on PS Plus. I was very excited for it because I'm like, hey, I've been wanting to play Street Fighter 5 for a while, especially because I played the shit out of Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter Cross Tekken on the 360. So
6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Game over.
I'm gonna switch my character, by the way. I played a shitload of Street Fighter 4, and that was an amazing game. Just playing fighting games on the 360 with the 360's D-pad is a pain in the ass. I wouldn't recommend it. But I mean, it's okay. If you're getting the game free on PlayStation Plus, I'd say download it just for the hell of it. It's very good if you want to have like a very casual session with like the boys or whatever. But as a fighting game, it's okay. But like as a Street Fighter game, it's not good. I'm just telling you right now. And I ended up playing a little bit of the online, and you know, with any fighting game, no matter what fighting game it is, you're always gonna get latency. You're always gonna get some form of input lag. With this game, it's not that noticeable, but you could still feel it somewhat, if that makes sense. It's like, it doesn't get in the way of you making combos or whatever, but you could still somewhat feel a small delay with your button inputs. But like I said, that's just normal for any fighting game, because fighting games are not that great to play online. And I know people rip on Smash a lot, but games like Dragon Ball FighterZ and Mortal Kombat 11 are not great to play online. It's just part of fighting games in general. You're not that fun to play online. But for the most part, latency isn't that bad on this game. I was expecting it to be worse, honestly. Considering when this game first came out, there was a lot of problems with the online multiplayer. But it seems that Capcom has fixed this shit. So good on them, I guess. They hold tournaments every once in a while. You can win some prizes or whatever, but it's just, I would say if you're gonna get this game, try and get it cheaper than $20 if you're just getting the base game. I recommend you just getting the Champion Edition.
You win.
I think that's what it's called, the Champion Edition. Because that just has way more content in it, and you just get more bang for your buck. But I don't think the Champion Edition should be worth $60 though. I would say it should be at least worth, like, at the most $40. But you know, Capcom, they're on a totally different planet. I call this American Capcom syndrome because this was when this game released in 2016, and this was like
Round 1.
This was like when Capcom was just like so out of touch with the gaming industry, and this was kind of like their last-ditch effort before they finally got their money situation under control. Because when this game came out, Capcom was in quite the financial situation. So they pretty much had to get this game out in order to make some form of money. But yeah, this was around the time when Capcom was pretty much starting to release a lot of their games in an Americanized way. So like, for example, instead of Resident Evil being the horror game that we all know and cringe and love about, it ended up becoming just a standard third-person shooter that just had zombies in it. It felt like Dead or Alive and Gears of War had a baby. So I I call it the American Capcom syndrome, because this is just another victim of that era of Capcom. Not saying that Capcom USA had any influence on whatever games were put out by Capcom at the time. That was just the whole company in general, just trying to fit in with the American crowd, and it failed them miserably.
You win.
So this was kind of like their redemption. But I mean, like I said, this game is just... There's something I could say about it. It's just... It's bare bones, it's lacking, and it's not really that good. It really isn't. As a fighting game, especially on PS4, you can get better fighting games than this.
Japan.
And you can definitely play way better Street Fighters than this one. Again, personally, I recommend Street Fighter 4, because that was the one that I played a shitload of. Or, you know, playing any of the Street Fighter Alpha
Round
games
one.
are good as well.
Fight.
But this game is just a disappointment. And, like I said, glad I didn't pay money for this game, because I would have been very disappointed if I had to spend $20 on this game. So that's all I gotta say. I'll make a full review. I'll probably review it sometime. And give you an actual verdict. These are just first impressions. This isn't like an actual review. I know I put review in the title, and I apologize for that. But these are just first impressions I have of the game, and they aren't good. I have yet to play the story. I am gonna try that out. But I don't think I'm gonna get through the story if the gameplay is like this. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on the game. If you're watching this live, shoutouts to you. But if you're watching this on demand, leave a like, comment. I'm trying to, like I said, get more games that aren't just the typical Battle Royale game on my channel, because I don't just want to be the typical, oh, you're a Call of Duty player, or, oh, you play Fortnite or Apex or whatever. I'm trying to do different forms of games, but it's very hard to get different variety of games on PS4 when I'm kind of broke right now. And I wish I could stream all my other consoles, but I need a capture card and I need a decent computer for that. So I'm going to try and get to work on that. Maybe stream some games on like my Xbox 360 or my PS3, or hell, even my older consoles like the Dreamcast, the Sega Saturn, and
Round one.
my favorite console will probably be PlayStation 2. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. Just gonna finish this fight real quick. Facing my Street Fighter main that I've always mained in every game. Okay, I guess we don't believe in pulling off the Hadouken, Rio, do we?
Good. Round two. Fight.
Alright, I'll catch y'all later.